enjoying working from home, there's some good news. The Indian IT industry is estimating that close to 50% of its 4.3 million workforce could be working from home in the near future. During a recent meeting which was chaired by Communications and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, the NASSCOM, which is the Indian IT industry body, presented these facts. On the ask of the government, NASSCOM has said that it is seeking clear changes in labour as well as taxation laws to enable such a large-scale transformation. To give you some context, when the labour and the taxation laws were written, they were not really designed for work from home as we know it today. So in order to enable this move to work from home, and that too in such a large numbers, then these labour laws and taxation laws will have to be rewritten. What is clearly the industry's ask? Let me tell you. So they are seeking for specific changes, for instance, in work timings, in what defines a work hours. For example, right now a standard working day comprises of 8 hours, but there is a possibility tomorrow that people may just be like to work for 2 hours or 3 hours. So would the labour laws allow such kind of an arrangement? Similarly, another issue that the industry is seeking clarity on is whether one employee can work for more than one company. Once work from home becomes more mainstream, an employee may want to work for more than one company, as is the norm which is popularly called as gig economy these days. In that case, the employee should have the option to choose NPS over EPFO. Similarly, what happens to business expenses and how will they be accounted in the income tax laws? Companies may tomorrow spend money on installing adequate infrastructure at an employee's home, for example, broadband or table and chair and furniture and things like that. Will that be accounted for business expense? Similarly, industry also wants a robust broadband policy and good telecom infrastructure across the country, especially in residential areas, because their employees may be working out of everywhere. We've had top CEOs talking about how the productivity of their employees have gone up tremendously during the lockdown, and this is one reason why they are considering it in the long term. So let's hear it from some of the top executives of IT companies in terms of how do they feel about working from home, what are their plans.
Work from home, the productivity is definitely much higher, but we have tools to track productivity of every individual. And right from the first day of significant work from home, we've been tracking and comparing it with what the productivity and availability of our teams. So it's been definitely much higher in the work from home model. Now, this has to be looked at a little bit differently. Right now there is a lockdown, so obviously everybody is glued on to work. But in a non-lockdown scenario, if you were to do a large-scale work from home, how does the productivity look like is something which we'll have to ponder upon and see how it will stack up. The second aspect is today a lot of customers have very comfortably accepted work from home because it's a crisis scenario. But in a normal scenario, their acceptance of the risk and their acceptance of the privacy challenges that could be there is something which we have to work on. So that is why I think it will be 50% from office, 50% from home. There will be some work which will definitely have to be done only from the offices, purely from a privacy and the risk perspective. Others who are working from home, it's always good to get them to work at least a couple of days in a week. That's why we came up with the 50-50 model. And our facilities also will need a little more modification to ensure social distancing norms are maintained. So today, if you could accommodate 10,000 people in a campus, maybe with all the social distancing norms, you could do only 6,000, for example, right? So those are the type of changes that will come. And from a home infrastructure perspective, today, I mean, there are challenges like telecom. There is the availability of a good working office kind of an environment at home. The power, all of that while it's all holding up, we're able to do relatively well, but we have to see how those things will be in the long term. And today, customers and all of us are accepting some challenges in a nice spirit, but in the long term, how will that be is something which we have to look at. I think right now there are certain IP address issues. So I think government has been very flexible and they have provided full support, and they've extended it till 31st of July.
Yeah.
But in the long term, if we have to do this, I think they should look at some of the regulations as well.
Can be applied to the type 2, type B and type C cities. That means phenomenal infrastructure because most of us as organizations will break away from large campuses to distributed processing. So I'm not saying there would not be a Friday meeting in the office. Work from home does not mean work from home forever. So there would be a Friday meeting in office, there could be a Tuesday, happy hour in the office. But all of that, think about it if it is distributed instead of my campuses being 10,000 and 20,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I start having a Neemrana campus of 500 people. The future of work, the definition of new normal, we have developed scenarios,
Okay.
and we do believe that in the phase 1 it will be more like 25% people working from home. It will fees, but over a period of time it will up. Government discussions still be complete. India is allowed up to July. If all the laws are in place, I would think within this year itself, Priyanka, we were talking about phase 1.
So given all the advantages of work from home that you just heard from these top executives, NASSCOM has been asked by the government to prepare a detailed report listing out all the changes that will be required in labour, taxation as well as other enable legislation that will be required for a massive transformation to work from home. The industry body is expected to send its report later this week. The government will then take a call and coordinate with different ministries to come up with an action plan. The win-win is on both sides, society as well as the industry gains in terms of a lower carbon footprint, and sure, there are benefits in terms of cost savings, etc. So keep watching this space for more.